Hello everyone and welcome to this new video where we will see together the incredible legend of the Clinique d'Arcachon, nicknamed the Clinique Maléfique. We started in 1963 in Arcachon. Dr. Queen's clinic seems to be the scene of different very strange events. The building would be the victim of inexplicable rock falls. The case that would have happened in the Arcachon clinic would be one of the three biggest cases of the late 20th century. For those who do not know what it means, a poltergeist generally are paranormal phenomena that will be linked in particular to movements of objects. And in the Arcachon clinic, we recorded in particular falls of stones of unknown origin. They appeared from nowhere and almost never had a trajectory, as if they fell from the sky. Legend has it that the sick who stood on the terrace received many stones of unknown origin. Obviously, at first everyone will think that it is a simple joke and that he was surely doing this to annoy people, but this phenomenon will happen far too often. In total, Dr. Cuénot will count more than 300 mysterious attacks by stones coming from nowhere. Not knowing what to do, he will appeal to one of his colleagues and together, they will try to find a solution to solve this problem. During the investigation of his older brother, he did not find much, but for him, the phenomena would be linked to a sick 17-year-old girl, because every time this girl was present, there were stones thrown, whereas as soon as she was no longer there and she was in town, for example, there was never a stone thrown. As a result, they will try to put several things in place to try to better understand the phenomenon. In particular, they will repeatedly sit on the terrace with other patients. They will notice that indeed stone throwing will not bring anyone down, and despite their best efforts, they will never be able to determine where these stones may have come from. It is as if they appear from nowhere and have almost no trajectory, as if they fall from the sky. To rule out definitively that it is a joke, they will call the police. Because even though stone throwing never hurt anyone, they really don't want it to start. The police are not going to take this story very seriously, but they are still going to organize some plans to try to determine the origin of these demonstrations. After that, they will also carry out other operations, but despite all their efforts, there will also be so many times of the phenomenon but will never be able to determine where the stones can come from or even how this is possible. And what makes the phenomenon even more mysterious is that after several weeks of investigations by the police, will eventually determine that it is not a joke or a hoax, but they will never be able to determine the origin of these phenomena. They'll say it's probably a poltergeist. Scientists will then be called in to try to investigate the phenomenon, but they too will witness the phenomenon, and will never be able to find a solution to this problem. In total, this story will have lasted more than 5 months, from the middle of May 1963 until the beginning of September 1963. The stone throwing would have stopped just as abruptly and mysteriously as it had begun. Today this technique has been completely and now replaced by a huge building, so it will never be able to reveal its secrets. And that's it, it's already the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Do not hesitate to tell me in the comments, and if you have other topics like that you want me to treat it in my next videos. In the meantime, if you are interested in Might People, you can go see my other episodes. You can like, share and subscribe. We will meet again in the future. Who's that?